fire station was built in the 1900s and is a fantastic example of the building materials they had at the time. The floors, tiles and ceiling have remained unchanged over the years. Originally designed as a working fire station, it held not only the equipment but also the firemen and all their families as well. In 1986, the fire station became unable to take the size of the modern fire engines and was forced to close. From the ashes of the old station, the Museum of Fire opened in 1988.
Our oldest fire tender is from 1824, and it's a handcart that was fairly useful, but also quite lethal. It would be pulled by the men themselves, because although Edinburgh was the first to pay for a fire service, they didn't want to pay very much and they wouldn't pay for horses. The problem is that it has no brakes, so there's no way to stop it apart from swinging it through 90 degrees. And when you do that, the machine becomes very unstable. And after the Great Fire of 1824, only 2 firemen were killed in the next decade, and they were killed by that machine when it toppled over and crushed them. We had 6 horses stabled here, and they were very well trained. They were trained not just to cope with the noise and the light and the heat and the chaos at the fire scene, but also to cope with being in the building. So when the bell rang, the horse was trained to unhitch its harness from the wall. It would kick open the door with its feet, and the horse would then walk out into this section of the museum, and its harness would fall from the ceiling, and the horse was then attached to the steam engine, and they could be out within 15 seconds of the bell ringing.
The Museum of Fire tells the history of Edinburgh's firefighters and the story of Edinburgh's first municipal fire station and their fight against the Great Fire of 1824.
In 1824, the fire service was set up at the end of October, and November the 16th, a fire broke out in a printer's shop on the High Street. And by the time word got to the fire service, it was about 11 o'clock at night, and the fire had spread from the printer shop along the High Street. Now, they did the best they could to cope with that fire, but another fire started in Parliament Square just a bit further down, and these 2 fires managed to combine to turn into one horrific fire along the High Street. It wasn't until the rain came in 4 days later that they were able to get the fire under control, but a lot more of the old town was saved than they had feared.
The museum doesn't get as much attention as it deserves, and I think it's time to ignite that interest once again.